Hey, how's it going, fellow cynics? Hope you're doing well today. If you're a content creator and you're looking to improve your audio setup with something a little bit more than just a simple onboard microphone, you might be in the market for a wireless setup. Unfortunately, as far as wireless mic systems go, if you want something that functions well and sounds good, you're gonna need to spend a good amount of money. But you know what? Maybe you don't have to. This is the Comica CVM WM100 Plus. It's a fully wireless microphone kit that gives you everything you need to start recording wireless audio to your camera or interface right away. Out of the box, you get this nice little carrying bag that contains the entire kit, including one wireless receiver and two wireless transmitters, along with wire belt clips to go with each unit. You get two lav mics and two dead cats, a micro USB cable, an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch spiral cable for connecting to a camera, an XLR adapter for connecting to an interface, a cold shoe mount, and some documentation. Setting up this kit is actually pretty easy. First, either add AA batteries or use a micro USB cable to add power to your transmitters and receiver. Turn on your receiver and set your desired channels for groups A and B. Use the cold shoe mount to attach the receiver to a camera if need be, and plug it into your camera or interface of choice with the provided cables. For the transmitter, you'll likely want to install the clip, so do that by simply putting each clip end into the little side holes like so. Determine what you'll want your transmitter to be assigned to and adjust the channels so that it matches what you set up on the receiver. Plug in your lav mic, lock it in with the attached mechanism, and you should be good to go. If you see meters moving on both the transmitter and receiver, everything should be working properly. But you can always double check by plugging in some headphones into the receiver to make sure that your audio sounds good. So currently you've been hearing all the audio from my Movo VXR10, which is the microphone that is currently connected to my camera. But now let's switch over to the Comica and see how that sounds. All right, so now I got the lav mic all set up, ready to go, and this is how it sounds like. Yeah, I personally, from the few tests that I've done, I think it sounds pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm picking up any noise at all. I'll kind of test that out by maybe rubbing on the cable a little bit, just so you can get an idea of any sort of physical interference and what that might cause. One thing I did notice when connecting this to my Canon M50 was that it was a little bit sensitive in terms of the gain. I actually had to go into the Canon settings as well as the receiver's volume settings and kind of tweak those a little bit so it wasn't as hot coming in. Other than that, everything has seemed to work pretty good so far. I really like that I can plug in my headphones into the receiver and just quickly do an audio test just to make sure everything is sounding good. If you're a new content creator, you might be asking yourself, what kind of audio setup should you get? And it really comes down to what your situation is. Not only monetary wise, but what kind of content are you making? If you're doing a lot of interviews or content that involves multiple people, then getting a wireless setup like this could really be beneficial. But if you're doing something very simple, like a vlog channel or just like a simple point and shoot operation, then using a good onboard microphone or a shotgun mic, for example, will do just fine. As for me personally, I could see this being a great tool to use in certain videos. Some of you who've been following the channel for a little while now may remember that we did a Pokemon booster box unboxing, and yeah, we basically just set up one microphone and hoped that it would work. Fortunately, everything kind of worked out for us in that video, but next time we do a Pokemon unboxing, I definitely will be using this wireless microphone setup. It is super nice, and I think, at least for what I've been hearing so far, the lav mic sounds pretty good. It's sort of hard to tell for sure right now just by checking on the headphones now and again, but I'll be able to kind of make my own opinion once I listen to this in post. So this is more so for you to judge, because audio is subjective and some people might not like a sound of a microphone compared to another. That being said, what's offered here I think is pretty substantial, especially for the price. I really like the fact that I can plug these into outlets, use AA's or battery banks if need be. I also really like the fact that this kit comes with a few extra goodies like an XLR adapter if you want to plug your receiver into an audio interface, not to mention the addition of dead cats if you need to do some outdoor recording, providing that they do their job fine. And on that note, I will actually be taking this setup outside and see how this thing fares in a more uncontrolled setting. So let's head outside right now and see how this fares. All right, so I have the wireless mic all set up. I'm outside doing the outdoor test. There's a light breeze going on, so we can kind of hear how this sounds in an outdoor environment. I do have this without the dead cat on currently. My low cut filter is set to high, and yeah, this is sort of the outdoor ambience that you would maybe hear if you are trying to film something outdoors. There's traffic going on in the background. You might hear a couple kids playing down the block, but this is kind of how it sounds. And I'm going to kind of test, walk around, see how the distance works. I'm just going to keep walking around my yard. You might see me in frame, you might not. Another thing I wanted to add is I actually have the transmitter here set up to a battery bank, just a single phone charge battery bank, and I just have that in my pocket. I also wanted to see if that could work out nice, and it seems to be working just fine, at least currently. And yeah, so that's something I really like about this wireless transmitter, is that both the transmitter and the receiver can be powered by, you know, standard AA batteries. You could set it up to a micro B charger and set that up to a brick, or you could set it up to a power bank. There's a lot of versatility there. I don't know how it sounds outside right now until I actually hear this in post. A lot of this kind of stuff is more beauty is in the eye of the beholder sort of thing. You know, one microphone might sound good to somebody and it might sound like complete garbage to someone else. So that is kind of subjective, and that's kind of why I'm doing this whole thing, so you can form your own opinion. But now I'm going to go ahead and change this out to a microphone that has a dead cat on it, something more specifically intended for outdoor use. So, man, it is hot out today. So this is with the dead cat on now, and wind's still blowing. There's plenty of traffic going on. You'll hear some animals and kids in the background. But yeah, I really wanted to test this out because dead cats are intended for outdoor use. They're intended for situations where there's a lot of environmental noise, specifically speaking when there's when it's a windy day outside. It's meant to kind of stop a lot of that from interfering with the microphone and causing a lot of noise. But yeah, I just wanted to see if this dead cat really provided any sort of inherent value. A lot of times accessories like this in microphone kits can be used as a way of adding perceived value to the product. You know, the microphone itself might be okay, but then they'll throw in a really cheap shock mount or a really cheap pop filter, windscreen, whatever, and it ups the price because, hey, we have all this extra stuff that comes in the kit. Even though it's not actually effective, it just adds a perceived value to the product. So you can hear what I can't hear right now. So you kind of have to be the judge for this. I'll only be hearing this when editing this in post. But yeah, it's currently a light breeze right now. I don't know how effective it is at blocking that wind noise. And one thing that I did just think of now, I just cut this tag. This thing is really obnoxious and intrusive, especially if you're trying to, you know, set up a mic on someone. You don't want this thing getting in the way of trying to set up your microphone, and you don't want this in your shot. So just go ahead and take a scissors to it. I don't really know why they felt like they had to include this branding right on the dead cat, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is the outdoor environment. We have a nice gust of wind coming in now, so this is a great way of testing this out. Yeah, we'll see in post whether or not this actually works well enough. And yeah, let's go inside and we'll wrap this review up. All right, so final conclusion time. What do I personally think of the Comica wireless microphone system? Typically during this part, I try to find something that I really like and highlight those things, and then, you know, give some constructive criticism on things that I wish they could improve upon. But to be honest, I don't really have any gripes with this at all, especially given the price point that it comes in. Currently on Amazon, you can get the WM100 Plus kit for just about $240. And yeah, I think everything works as advertised. I think the microphones sound great. I like how there are additional cables and adapters in the kit as well. I mean, everything from having multiple channels to select from to prevent interference to having a built-in low-cut feature onto the transmitters is nice. I like that the cables include these nice locking mechanisms, so I don't have to worry about my cables getting unplugged during filming. I mean, transmitters and receivers alone aren't very cheap, and the included lav mics are really nice and they sound good. If I want to upgrade to a nicer sounding lav mic in the future, I am totally able to do so. As a whole, I think this kit is a fantastic buy if you're looking for a wireless microphone setup, especially if you're on a budget. But really, ultimately, the opinion should come down to you. What did you think of the microphone and how it sounded? You know, tastes differ, and I would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts in the comments down below. As far as my personal opinion though, I definitely think this is a great deal, and I will be using this in certain videos in the future. But that about does it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching the video and checking out the channel. If you like this video, do consider hitting that thumbs up button, as it does help our videos get seen by the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel. We recently hit our 3,000 subscriber milestone, and we are doing a 3,000 sub giveaway of a Nintendo Switch Lite. I'll leave a card up above if you want to check the video out for that. But yeah, that's about enough rambling out of me. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Blake, and for all things tech, games, movies, to anything nerdy in between, be sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next time.